We've had a wonderful time so far in our couple of days we've spent together, and I'm wondering if you've noticed a common theme. There's a common theme of love. It's the first thing that comes up. Perseverance, resilience, all of these things that make us a whole. Hardship, there's lots of that too. And I'm going to talk to you about all of those things as well today, hopefully in a little different way than other people, because we need to hear things more than once, at least this person does. And you're going to hear a little bit more about that later when I introduce you to my little friend. So today I wanted to talk to you about living life in WOW. WOW stands for wonder, openness, and wisdom. And today we're going to talk about the nuggets. You've all heard about nuggets, right? What's your favorite nuggets? I knew somebody would say that. My favorite are the little golden ones that you might see here in the picture. But as you see, take a look at this abstract, you can see that there's different kinds of nuggets. We have pretty gold nuggets. We have a bolder nugget. We're going to talk a lot more about that later. And some ones that are a little prettier than others. Live life in WOW is a concept, I believe. It's something that I hope we can all aspire to. I'm doing my best to do it more and more every day. And to share it with others. Just like every speaker we've heard in this room, and in conversations we've had even with people who aren't speakers today, we find that there's nuggets to be mined. You know, people go off and spend all this time mining for gold. We have so much gold within us. So much gold within each other. But, just like it shows in the picture, there's a lot of big gray and boulders that come often, some more than others. I want to talk to you about the word wow, because it's one of my favorite words. I say wow for almost everything. I think my poor friend that's here with me today would like me to stop saying it, maybe. But the first documented use of the word wow, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, I didn't make this up because I wasn't alive way back then. Well, maybe I was 1513. That's a long time for people to be saying wow in one form or another, I think. Then more documentation comes along in around the time of 1924 when it became a transitive verb. So it was first introduced as an interjection and then as a transitive verb. So the use of the word wow, I love wow. I love wow for wow. I love wow for wow. I love wow for in between. And I love to wow people, which I hope I'm going to do today. So speaking of the words wow, I did a tiny bit of research. I'm certainly not going to say I've gone into depth, but there's wow in many languages. Is there anybody here who can shout out any of these translations? French, by chance? Anyone? No? German? Italian, come on. Ah, there's my people. And although I am of Ukrainian descent, I believe that's just pronounced oro. So, remember I told you I'd introduce my little friend? Well, this is my little friend, the 2x4. Actually, sometimes it's a really big friend, not such a little friend. And life gives us many opportunities to learn and to grow. And my friend, the 2x4, who I actually took on stage with me at the last blutalks speaking event, visits me on a regular basis. I'm not quite sure why, but really seems to like me. So when those hard knocks come and I don't listen, I spoke last time on called Listen to the Whispers or Get the 2x4. And that's also my chapter in blutalks book 3. And when we don't listen to the whispers, they don't stay as whispers. They become much, much louder, as I think pretty much everybody here today and anybody listening can attest to. So I've learned and received nuggets from many of my, what I like to call my 2x4 moments. I'm an expert in 2x4s, by the way. Just want you to know, in the moment section. And I say things like, again, ouch, it hurts, this stuff. But one of my biggest nuggets was when I didn't listen, when I was told in several different ways not to have a major surgery. Well, the major surgery was the next day. And I was told by lots of different signs and symbols. I was actually verbally told by my elderly stepfather, who said to me out of the blue, don't have your surgery tomorrow. It's not going to be good like the last one. Thinking, how does he know? Oh, I can't cancel. The surgical team is already there. Who can cancel? Somebody else could have had a spot. How dare you? Don't you dare. But I knew, and I was told that I should. Well, long story short, I got a 2x4 in the way of a little gift, I'm told, from the operating room that could be with me the rest of my life. I received a superbug. And I was sick for approximately 7 months. And there were days that I thought I was going to die and days I was hoping I would. I told my infectious disease doctor, one of 3 things is going to happen here. You're either going to find me an antibiotic because they couldn't seem to find one to match my system, or my body's going to figure out how it should heal itself, how it should take care of this, or I was going to die. And I said to him, I'm okay with all 3. Any or all 3, whatever you pick. Well, I'm standing here today, so I guess we found an antibiotic and my body did its job. And I was sick for 7 months. It affects me to this day and quite possibly the rest of my life. So that's a pretty big nugget to take. Start listening. How many of you ever heard of Kirlian photography here in the room? Anyone? Good, Shelley has. This is a Kirlian photograph taken by a mentor of mine, Dr. Agnes Krawick, who passed this year, unfortunately. And this picture isn't of me, but this is a picture of energy. And as you can see by the broken halos, this is a 4 exposure on a Polaroid film. And there were different thoughts that this person, when Dr. Krawick took the picture, that the top one was a normal, everyday kind of thought. The second row would have been a happy thought. The third one is frustration. And the fourth one would have been your perfect thought, your God self, your whatever comfort, peace, contentment would mean to you for your perfect thought. So notice on the normal thought, there's lots of broken fragmentation. On the second, there's a still broken one, but there is some happy there. But on the bottom, look where the most energy is going, to the frustration. And then the fourth one is non-existent. There's no contentment in that person's life. Well, this was very much what my picture first looked like when she took mine. And trust me, it was a life-changing nugget. It was terrifying because I saw other pictures she had showed that were completely different and they looked really pretty. And mine looks like, oh God, like this. Where in the bottom there's these dark circles, which means people hadn't let go of the past. That person didn't. And I knew I hadn't let go a lot of my past. So I'm thinking, oh gosh, oh my gosh. I think I have to do better. I have to figure this out. I have to do better. So I started to think differently. Sometimes you might think I was thinking a little upside down. But I thought, you know what? It's up to me to change this. It's up to me to help other people change this. And as I took those steps, I've been shown along the way, just the next step, just the next step. I don't have to see the whole staircase or everywhere I'm going. I just need the one step. So we want to encourage people to think differently and to share ideas. And what was it that our first speaker said yesterday? What did he say about thinking differently? He said, change my mind. I'd love for someone to change my mind. Let's do that for each other. Let's help people change their minds from being sad and doom and gloom. Because I think we can all agree that maybe we've had enough of that through the bombardment of constant chaos and crabbiness and violence. I say enough. I say enough. Let's have a paradigm shift and start to think differently. And let's encourage others to do the same. I know I don't have to convince the people in this room of that. But I think sometimes we're all guilty of it. We get a little bit down in the dumps, or we don't feel well or whatever, and we start to get a little bit negative. My allergies were acting up, and my friend kindly told me that, I'm not in a very good mood some days. And I love her for it because it's true. It was true. And I needed to shift how I was thinking. So, how about this? How about this Curlian picture? Would you like it better than the first one? I'm happy to say that this actually is a picture of me. This is my energy. This photo was taken by me because I was so taken by the fact that energy looked like something, that you can see your own energy and that you can see your thoughts as they shift, that I became a Curlian photography practitioner. So I took all kinds of my pictures like this. And boy, I kept a check on how I gave myself a checkup from the neck up to change my stinking thinking, to quote, I believe it's Zig Ziglar. And I tell you, in the mornings, I took a picture and I paid attention to what was going on. And I changed a whole lot of my life. And I'm real happy I did. Do you think you'd like to hang out and have more of that energy than the other one? So let's talk about live life in wow. Because wow to me, as I said, is wonder, openness, and wisdom. And it's nuggets along the way. I had the nugget with my 2x4s, and I can give you lots of those stories. I've had really good times when I did listen, like when I was driving my Mustang at the speed of light when I shouldn't have been, and I get a message like someone sitting beside me in the passenger seat that says, pull over to the far right side. I'm on the far left. Pull over to the far right side. I go, what? Pull over to the far right side, it says, and I pull over. And instantly I have no power steering, I have no power, I have no brakes, I have nothing. My car just stops. Well, okay then. Good thing I listened. Might have killed a few people plus myself. So I talk about wow because it's a concept and a movement. It's a concept and a movement to have happy communities. Happy communities where people look different, people dance different, people wear different things, put our hats on backwards if we feel like it, and we can just live life in wow and have some fun. Look for the wonder, the openness, and the wisdom. And we can have communities. And I'd like to invite you to join me in this movement called Live Life in Wow. Because I think we need to spread it around the world. I think we need to celebrate our wins. And there are some things we can start doing right today, right now, right this very minute. We can start looking for the positives. We can start finding those nuggets. And we can take those boulders that maybe we've received and we can just chisel them down a little bit. Get in there and find, why did that happen to me? Things don't happen to us, they happen for us. Always. And I know, don't say, oh yeah, you're like some Miss Pollyanna. No, if you think that I feel like admitting some of the things that when I didn't listen, like the surgery, getting the infection, and many other things that I'm not going to embarrass myself by mentioning today. It was hard It was hard to mine those nuggets, but I did, and I do, and I have to be reminded all the time. But I'm hoping that maybe some of the visuals you saw today with the Kirlian photography, you'll have a different picture now. I like to call it a selfie of a different sort. So when we look at it, just go back here. This was a selfie of an awakening sort. This is a selfie that I like to take more often. So I call them vibrational selfies. And we can do that in our minds even. We don't need a Kirlian camera to do it. So back to our communities, back to each other, back to growth and excitement and sharing and caring. That's what Nuggets of Wonder, Openness, and Wisdom is all about. So I'd like to have a little magic. I like to say, how do we do this? How do we start? Some people don't live life in wow. They just go along in a mundane way, and that's great if they like it. I'm not so much. I'm kind of a either or, but not too in between person. So I like to have a little magic. So I like to say, let's look and mine for the nuggets. I've said that because I want to get that home. I know I've repeated it. I'm intentionally doing so. And I want us to help others look for the nuggets too. And we can do that by sometimes when we don't see the nugget, if we help someone else by gently, because they can't get too big a leap there. It's too big a leap sometimes to go from here to all the way up here. Can't do it. Too big a vibrational jump. But when we can gently say, hey, what about if we looked at it differently? Is there any way that we can find something good about it? So let's start sharing, let's start caring, let's start helping others, but let's first start with ourselves. I'm Debora Hollick, I'm the Smash Through Mentor, because I like to get things done. One of my mottos is just get her done. And you can reach out to me if you'd like. And let's all live life in wow together. And you know, I just want to leave you with a quote. Might be somebody you've never heard before. His name is Darren Tevell. He was a magician on AGT, America's Got Talent in 2021. And what he said was, there's always magic to be found in your mess. Thank you.